Dear students, अब हम बात करेंगे how to frame a question on birth, which is a chapter in snapshots 11th class. You have to write like this. आपको ऐसे लिखना है. The writer A.J.Cronin reflects the fact that one has to keep going and move ahead even in adversities. He has to do justice with his job in spite of some personal problems, as was the case with Andrew Manson. He was assistant to Dr. Edward Page. This happens in Welsh small mining town in Blenheim. Dr. Andrew Manson had gone to Cardiff Station to meet his girlfriend Christine. It was evening time, but something untoward happened between the two, and Andrew Manson returned gloomy after some tip-off with his friend, and he was met by Joe Morgan near his home. Joe Morgan told him that he had been waiting for him for a long time because his wife Susan was about to deliver a baby. The doctor Andrew Manson told him that he will bring a bag from his house and then attend the patient. But Joe Morgan told him that he will not accompany him to the theater and he would wait there outside on the road. The doctor brought a bag and he went to his clinic and examined the patient. He felt that it will take some time before the lady delivers a baby. But he began to think again about Christine. He thought that all the marriages were actually dismal failures. He thought of Bramwell, who was very much devoted to his wife, but she deceived him in the end. Similarly, he thought of Edward Page, who was very much in love with his wife, but now they were living apart from one another. As a result, negative pointers began to develop in the mind of Andrew Manson. The mother of Susan was watching the appearance on the face of Andrew Manson. She was not aware of the fact that something had happened with Andrew Manson with regard to his friend. She thought it otherwise. She took it otherwise, and she told the doctor, could he have a cup of tea? The doctor smiled and told her that he will not fly away from the clinic, from the theater, but he will remain there and attend the patient. He was there in the kitchen. There was a fire because it was very cold outside. He was looking towards the fire, but again continuously thinking about Christine. Then midwife, who was there in the theater, called the doctor, and the doctor again examined the patient Susan, and he decided to start the procedure. Actually, Susan was about to deliver the baby after 20 years, and the mother of Susan told the doctor, Andrew Manson, that Susan had said him to tell the doctor that she should not be given chloroform if it does some harm to the baby. But the doctor assured her that nothing adverse will happen to both the lives, baby and Susan, the mother. So the procedure started, and he had to struggle very much hard. After long struggle and hard work, a child was born, but it was quite lifeless. He was very much worried. The doctor was very much worried because he had promised that both the lives would be safe. Then he handed the child to the midwife, who threw it under the bed on the news. There were some newspapers on those newspapers. Then he moved to the mother unintentionally. He was not knowing what he was doing, but he injected her with some medicine because her pulse rate was going down. Then when she revived, then he moved to the baby and he asked the midwife to hand over the baby to him, but the midwife told him that he was under the bed. He took the baby in the towel and he recalled a procedure which was like the same which had occurred at Samaritan. There in the hospital, they had revived a patient there. This patient at the present, the baby, actually the baby was having lack of oxygen, and he thought that the procedure which they had done at Samaritan will be done again here, and it will revive the life of the baby. So he ordered to bring 2 basins of hot and cold water respectively. The same was brought to him, and he added some cold water to the hot water so that he could throw his hand into it. He made the water to some extent lukewarm. Then he threw the baby first in the hot water, then in the cold water. Again, he repeated the procedure many times. He did this for a long time, but no result, no positive result occurred yet. He was very much again worried and distressed, but he continued with his struggle. At last, the baby heaved a long breath. Then after that, a mucus, a bubble from his nostril appeared, and then the baby started to breathe continuously. The doctor was very much happy as he was feeling alive in his own hands. Then when the baby was quite normal, he handed it to the midwife and the mother of Susan. Then he went to the other room where he had a long drink of water, and he also wrung the sleeve of his apron because that had gone very much wet because of the water or etc. Then he went downstairs and was met there by Joe Morgan. He told him that both the lives are quite stable and quite healthy. They are very much well. Then he joined some miners who are going to join their jobs because the first shift of the miners had ended. And he thought to himself, he thanked God because he thought that he had done something in the end. This is the question which you can frame, and you can answer any question in the examination by putting these very sentences in your answer sheet. Thanks. Have a nice day.